Are you all ready to go to the next level? Would you like to see where all of this is going? Would you like to see your part in all of this? Are you ready to suspend some of your beliefs and go to somewhere different than you think we're going to take you? Well, if you're ready and if you're prepared to listen to what we have to say, we're going to take you on a little journey. First of all, you have been born into these bodies. You have come with preset pre-birth intentions. You intended to explore who you truly are in this lifetime and to discover more of who you are than you ever have in any other lifetime. You are particularly here at this time of awakening to be leaders and teachers and to blaze new trails and to be an example of alignment. So then your pre-birth intention was to be an explorer of physical reality, to explore the physical realm and the non-physical realm at the same time. They are not separate. So while you're exploring physical reality with your 5 physical senses, you're also exploring this reality with your non-physical senses. And so it's a combination of the physical and the non-physical in one. Now, up to this point in time, most humans have been living in the physical realm with their physical senses, mainly trying to survive, not really thriving. As you come into this time, this modern era, you have essentially alleviated the burden of trying to survive, and you're given more time and more creative abilities and technology and new information is available to you so that you can come to a new conclusion about life. And we call this the new approach to life. The old approach to life is based in fear and control, and it is a survival mechanism that keeps you perceiving yourself as a victim to outside conditions, outside problems, outside people that may influence or create in your realities. So that was the illusion. The truth of who you are is that you're the creator of your reality, and no one else and nothing else can create in that reality. So your reality is this bubble of love or fear that you breathe into. If you breathe fear into the reality, like your predecessors, like your ancestors, you are creating a world which, from your victim perception or perspective, looks very scary. And so there's a need to survive and a need to put things in proper perspective from that illusion. From the truth of what's really happening, as you've entered into this time period and have created enough desires that have led you here to this information, you are on a precipice of living in a new reality, living in what some would say is the 5D reality, which simply means is putting together the physical and the non-physical in one, not separating the two, not saying that I'm living in the physical now, and when I transition, I will transition to the non-physical. And we are saying that the physical and the non-physical have always existed in this reality, yet because of fear, you could not see it. And so you're emerging to a new level of reality where you can see both the physical and the non-physical. So how do you see the physical? With your 5 senses. You can see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, feel it. It feels real, it seems real, it sounds real. All these senses that have been highly tuned and developed over the centuries, over the millennia, have caused humans to perceive simply the physical world. Well, now that you've been listening to your intuition and inspiration and inner guidance and your emotions and understanding that your emotions are part of the guidance system, the non-physical senses, the ability to feel something, to have an emotion about something, to receive inspiration or intuition, to have a sense of knowing about something more than what you perceive with your senses. These are all coming into play now. These are the non-physical senses that are becoming more highly tuned. So humanity is going from the state of living in the physical, perceiving that's all there is, to now moving towards an idea that the physical and the non-physical are one and the same thing. Now imagine if you operated in physical reality with the use of your physical senses, but not so intensely. And now bringing forth these non-physical senses that are part of the guidance. Well, then you can really understand what's going on. You can really identify beliefs that are limiting. You can really get to a point where you don't need to know everything. You can be in a state of wonder and curiosity. And you can look inwards for guidance rather than always looking to those you see as leaders or people who seem to know more than you do. You can start realizing that your journey is unique and you have everything you need to go on that journey, both physically and non-physically. You have the body that you exist in, your physical attributes, and you have your non-physical attributes and access to wisdom. And so essentially, if you were to look at it from a higher perspective, you would see that your physical senses allow you to navigate this reality, and your non-physical senses are your guidance in this reality. And the guidance in the reality, because you have a limited perspective, is far more important than what you're perceiving with your eyes, because your physical senses are not always telling you the truth. They are conforming to your set of beliefs, of which some are empowering and some are limiting. Now imagine if you go forward and reduce the intensity of those limiting beliefs and raise the intensity of the empowering beliefs, then you get more clarity. With more clarity, you are more receptive to your inner guidance and wisdom, because that inner guidance and wisdom isn't being drowned out by the limiting beliefs and the attention to that which you think is wrong or bad. You're now moving from this physically focused state to a more balanced state, which would incorporate your non-physical senses as well. Your non-physical senses are far more powerful because those abilities are born out of who you truly are. Whereas your physical abilities are a mix of needing to protect yourself, worrying about survival, worrying about what other people are thinking, worrying about agreeing with everyone else's perception of reality. And your non-physical senses are for you alone, your inner guidance that does not apply to anyone else. When you realize that the inner senses have more power to guide you towards your unique experience of life and your exploration of who you truly are, you can also realize that everyone else is doing the same thing, but they cannot see it yet. Therefore, those of you on this call now, and those of you who will be listening to this at a later date, if you have found this information, you are on that verge of moving into a new reality where you are combining your physical senses and your non-physical senses. And with that, we'd like to talk to you about anything you'd like to talk about. Who'd like to start?